there is a new $900 million creator blueprint that we have to talk about. What does that mean for us? How do we set ourselves up for success? We're going to try HeyGen's new video agent. Can we create different influencers for ourselves, clone ourselves? Did it get any better? So let's get into Content Corner. Livey Khaby sells his company for $975 million. And agrees to a digital AI twin. The crazy thing about this is the last time I heard about Khaby, I heard he was getting deported. And so to go from that to $975 million, like, wait, what? I had to really figure this one out, right? So he sold his company, Step Distinctive Limited, for an all-stock deal valued at $975 million. The deal sees him authorize the development of an AI-powered digital twin. And if y'all don't know Khaby is the silent creator, right? Silent. Like let's look at one of his stuff. Let's look at what's a good one. Let's do a popular one. Here we go.
Go. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
As you can see, he doesn't say a single thing on his content, okay? Which has made him a super global brand because he can speak to all different countries, languages, because his movement and his reactions are universal. So to see that he has this company and he sold it, I had to figure out what in the world is this about. So I had, and this is where I use chat, right? This is where I use chat on some like, break this down for me, okay? So because I was like, he has this company. What is this company, right? And so why did he have this company? So Khaby became one of the most successful creators in the world. His income and activities expanded beyond posting videos. So what his company holds is brand partnerships and licensing, e-commerce and merchandise, commercial strategy management, supply chain and fulfillment, and content-driven live stream commerce, right? And so his company was the company that turned TikTok fame into business revenue. I said, oh, okay. This is interesting. Because we're looking at how creators are now structuring for business. Because when we think about, let's say, the top creators on the Forbes list, and we've covered that a few times, is not only about how much money you're making on the platforms. It's brand partnerships. It's the businesses that you have. It's the licensing. And so he put that into kind of like a holding company. Now, the interesting part is the company that he sold it to, they are going to make it into AI twins, an AI digital twin, to completely scale him even more. from different languages. They're going to make him available to his fans 24/7 with AI. And mind you, he just got, like, this is 5 years in, by the way. I hope you know this. Like, in March of 2020, he was laid off. March of 2020, laid off. I think that's when he started TikTok. And then like June of 2022, he became the most followed TikToker. You're saying the company was worth way more. Yeah, it's not him that's worth it, it's the company. And I think about it in the sense of like, I think this is the creator version of what celebrities do. And I gotta find, because Kevin Hart just sold his stuff to the same people who do like Shaq and Marilyn Monroe and those types of brands. And they take the person's likeness, licensing, and they make millions off of it. So now the people which is Rich Sparkle, right? That controls the commercial operations. So they manage the brand deals, they manage the product sales, operate TikTok shop, live streams, and they could develop AI content assets tied to Khaby's license for 3 years. He gets to be talent. And becomes a controlling shareholder of the acquiring company. Meaning he still owns a big part of the business, even if operational control shifted to the new infrastructure. So that's good. It's like, what's the simplest way of summary? I was trying to figure this out because I'm like, did he sell himself? Did he sell his content? What does this all mean? A company created to organize, centralize, and manage the commercial side of Khaby's creator business. The legal entity that's held rights to monetize his reach, brand deals, and brand activities. The business that Rich Sparkle acquired so they could scale that monetization globally. A vehicle that now includes the ability to build new assets like AI digital twins. And I think to be honest, I think that's where a lot of these creators could possibly go. Where if it is backed by a big company who knows how to do it right, the digital twins make sense. And as long as it's all cleared and approved, the digital twins make sense. Kevin Hart enters a strategic partnership with Authentic Brand Group to scale his brand and business worldwide. And this is for anybody who's like learning, period. Any kind of conversation. How does it apply? Like, what is the framework? Okay, if Khaby did this, and we'll talk about Kevin Hart too. If Kevin Hart did this, what is the new blueprint? How can I duplicate this? It says here, like, creators are moving from I got brand deals to I got a company that monetizes attention and scale. It says the creator, face, IP, likeness, cultural relevance, and audience trust. And then the company, whatever your company that you create, it focuses on the deal execution, licensing, commerce, scale, contracts, expansion into new tech, AI, live commerce, etc. So this is kind of like the new creator blueprint. Like, are we making companies for growth? Not, are we putting all our brand deals in there and that's it? It's like, how are we truly setting it up for success? That's how I'm looking at it. But I also want to ask, So when it comes to Khaby, is it the same kind of structure like how Kevin Hart just did his deal with Authentics Brands Group? Like, is this the creator version of what celebrities do with their brands with Authentic Brand Group? It says, kind of the same play. The creator era remixed with the celebrities have been doing with firms like Authentic Brand Group. So let's break this down. So what Kevin Hart got his situation into with ABG, acquires and licensing brand IP, manages licensing, merchandise, global partnerships, turns personality into long-term commercial brands. What Celebrities keeps is the creative influence, public-facing identity, equity and upside, and the ability to keep creating independently. Here's the similarities, but big difference. So ABG built for TV, film, fashion, physical retail, and slower cycles, where Khaby is going more towards this new creator world, which is TikTok, shorts, lives, global audience, distribution, and AI augmentation. This is interesting. Okay, maybe I'm geeking out a little bit. I don't know if y'all geeking out with me, but maybe I'm geeking out a little bit because are we kind of seeing like the new and old? Like the new, when I did that opposite. But if we know media distribution has been changing with between streaming platforms, it's not TV anymore. It's Netflix, it's Hulu, it's Paramount Plus and Disney Plus. If we're seeing that TV has changed, film has changed a little bit, right? Fashion will always be the same. Physical, I still think is still a play. Physical is still a play. But these are as important as well. What I've realized when it comes to the quote unquote global side of things, we may see him big and going to different countries. There's still more to grow. Like not every person knows who Kevin Hart is. I do know, I do believe Snoop Dogg is way more popular than Kevin Hart. Like between the name, right? So I only say that because there's still more growth for Kevin Hart. Because there's different parts of Kevin Hart. He has this Kevin Hart the guy. Then there's Hart, his Hart Media side of things. His production company. There's so many different parts of Kevin Hart. So we're seeing this with creators, and like, how are you setting yourself up to scale in that kind of way? With saying that, I wanted to get a little bit into like the digital twin side of things and where it is right now. Let's get into digital twins real quick. Let's get into digital twins, because one place as brands right now, as creators, as brands, we're hearing a lot about the digital twins. We just saw clearly a creator sign a deal to say, hey, you can make a digital twin of me and I'm good with that. You know what I mean? I'm still good with that. There's this one company that has still been killing the game when it comes to creating like AI influencers, AI avatars, and that's HeyGen. Type in me if you've at least heard of HeyGen. Type in the number 2 if you tried it. All right? HeyGen has a video agent that I heard got a new upgrade. Okay? Heard got a new upgrade. And so I wanted to try it and see how it did, right? Because before their first version of it, it was cool. I appreciated just creating the avatar without giving it a script, all of that through their generator. Now they have where you literally can give it a script. You may be able to pick the avatar or say, don't pick the avatar. And it does very well. So I tried a few of them. One, I think I was I was simple with just saying, okay, create a 60-second motivational video featuring the avatar LB. I have a little lion, this guy, but he in like Pixar version, kind of talking about stop overthinking. So this is what it came up with. I have his own voice, so I could change his voice, but this is what it came up with.
You know that feeling? You've got the content, but you're staring at the publish button. You're thinking, is it good enough? What if nobody likes it? That is the trap. While you are analyzing every pixel, someone else is out there posting right now. They aren't perfect, but they are present. And because they are present, they are winning. Listen to me. Overthinking doesn't protect you. It kills your momentum. It keeps you invisible. The only bad post is the one that stays in your drafts forever. Take a deep breath. Trust your gut. The world needs what you have to say. Don't let perfect be the enemy of done. Stop thinking, start doing. Post with confidence today.
I thought that was cute. Okay. Now my LB community, my LB community knows that's not how LB sounds. But what I liked is that it added its motion graphics. It really went well with what he was saying. It wasn't super random. The problem that I have with some of the B-roll we're going to see later, the B-roll doesn't always make sense, right? So I'm like, let's not just do the B-roll. Let's do just the motion graphics. And I liked what they did with that, right? Now, I think I changed it to me, and I wanted to see how that looked. Disclaimer, I'm not a fan of when, like, the clone of me in this way. I rather, if it's going to be the video generator, it is a AI character, like a super, like AI influencer, AI character that has been created. Because you could tell when it is a video of you, and I think this is just people in general, right? When you clone yourself, you will always see the problem, right? You will always see the problem. So, for example, here's the one that it made. You know that feeling? You've got the content, but you're staring at the publish button. You're thinking, is it good enough? What if nobody likes it? That is the trap. While you are analyzing every pixel, someone else is out there posting right now. They aren't perfect, but they are present. And because they are present, they are winning. Listen to me. Overthinking doesn't protect you. It kills your momentum. It keeps you invisible. The only bad post is the one that stays in your drafts forever. Take a deep breath. Trust your gut. The world needs what you have to say. Don't let perfect be the enemy of done. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan, and I'll tell you why. It felt like it was looping certain actions every couple of seconds. And so that threw me off, right? I think I tried another one.
You know that feeling? You've got the content, but you're staring at the publish button. You're thinking, is it good enough? What if nobody likes it? That is the trap. While you are analyzing every pixel, someone else is out there posting right now. They aren't perfect, but they are present. And because they are present, they are winning. Listen to me. Overthinking doesn't protect you. It kills your momentum. It keeps you invisible. The only bad post is the one that stays in your drafts forever. Take a deep breath. Trust your gut. The world needs what you have to say. Don't let perfect be the enemy of done. Stop thinking. Start doing. Post with confidence today.
If you didn't know me, I added some B-roll when it kind of glitched. and I changed the voice a little bit, tweaked it to be better, it could go. It could pass. So, but going back to the original one where I like what it does with a character, I would probably use more of it for a character way. I did try to see what it just looked, just faceless content. What's cool about this is that you could just generate a random video. Disclaimer: HeyGen is going to be amazing for corporate, because you could even tell with the ideas that it gives, it's mainly for corporate style videos. So it's like, create a 1-minute educational video explaining camera aperture concepts. It gives me the style. It says no avatar, voiceover only, calm, educational tone, and you could describe the music. Okay, so you give it the prompt, you tell it the style, you identify, do you want to use an avatar or just faceless content, and you could pick the avatar that you've loaded up. Okay, or you could just say no. And so I'm going to hit generate just so you can see the process of it. You know, when we try something, a little music. Yeah, the trying music. You know what I mean? So, okay, so you can see it's having a whole video plan, right? And then it's creating the video. We don't have to do anything. All we had to do was give it a prompt. So I had done this already on like a random joint. Let me let you hear this. I want you to rate this 1 to 10 for a random generated idea, and it made this whole video. Let me know what you think.
Have you ever wondered what blockchain actually is? Think of it as a shared digital record book. Imagine a notebook that everyone can read, but no one can erase or change. That's the basic concept. Information is stored in groups called blocks. When a block is filled, it's linked to the previous one, forming a chain. Instead of one person holding the book, copies are stored on thousands of computers worldwide. This makes it incredibly secure. To cheat, you'd have to hack millions of computers at the exact same time. Simple, right? That's blockchain, a secure, shared, digital history for the modern world.
Okay, 1 to 10, what did you think about that? 1 to 10. Notebook somewhat does this. And let me explain what I mean by that. So, yes, Notebook makes videos. The problem with Notebook LM is that you can't customize it. So you can't change the voice. There's always a watermark, and the graphics, you can't manipulate it. So with this one, because it's a script kind of vibe and a chat bot, you can change things if you don't like certain things. So that's the only big difference. It's a big difference, but for faceless content, and we're about to see another version too in a little bit, but for faceless content, I'm not mad at. And even from like a actual, like I'll show you another one that it made. I think one I did without the B-roll, and one I did with B-roll. So let me see. I think this is the one with B-roll. Let's see. I'm not sure. We'll try it.
Why are you building your entire business on platforms you don't own? Like, really think about that for a second. Instagram could change the algorithm tomorrow. X could pay.
Okay, so this is what I mean by, like, I don't like when they do B-roll because it'd be so random. Like I said, Instagram, and it gave me this really colorful, like I'm supposed to be high type thing. And I'm like, what's happening?
Wall features. LinkedIn could decide your niche doesn't fit their professional vibe anymore. And here you are, spending 4 hours a day creating content that lives exclusively on their servers. Build like social media can disappear at any moment, because it can. Here's what that looks like. Own your audience, email list, SMS, community platform you control. If Instagram vanished tonight, you'd still have a direct line to the people who care. Own your content, blog, YouTube channel, podcast feed. Platforms are distribution channels, not storage units. Repurpose everything into formats you control. Own your revenue. Don't just rely on brand deals that dry up when your engagement drops. Build products, services, memberships that exist independent of any algorithm. Own your systems. Document your workflows, your frameworks, your IP. Social media might disappear, but your methodology doesn't. Let's keep it a buck.
Let's keep it a buck. Just threw me off. The voice could be a hit or miss. One thing that I know about these platforms, and this is why I'm giving this platform a bit of grace when it comes to the voice, because there's not a good AI that does all-in-one type stuff. So what HeyGen is really good at is cloning the actual like person, not necessarily for the voice. The voice, I'm gonna go to 11 Labs. The voice I'm either going to do a voiceover or 11 Labs. That still saves me more time than me shooting it and recording it, all of that. Which is this other one? It comes with two.
Why are you building your entire business on platforms you don't own? Like, really think about that for a second. Instagram could change the algorithm tomorrow. X could paywall features. LinkedIn could decide your niche doesn't fit.
This voice sounds a little bit better. This voice doesn't sound as monotone.
Their professional vibe anymore. And here you are spending 4 hours a day creating content that lives exclusively on their servers. Build like social media can disappear.
Okay, I spoke too soon. My bad. I spoke too soon. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
At any moment.
Did the other one finish? The only reason I wanted to show that one was to show you the B-roll and how it doesn't make sense. But the look of it isn't bad. The look of it isn't bad. So, and what's cool is that if I don't like that avatar, I can change the avatar very quickly. So I can go, let's do this one. Okay, me holding the mic. Pause. Can you change it to this avatar? Boom. And then let's check on okay, here we go. This is the video that we just made. This is the video we just made about the camera aperture. Let's see how it does.
Think of aperture like the pupil of your eye. It's a hole in the lens that controls how much light enters your camera. We measure this in f-stops. It can be counterintuitive. A small number like f/1.8 is a wide opening, while a large number like f/16 is a tiny one. This controls exposure. A wide aperture lets in floods of light, great for dim environments. A narrow aperture lets in just a trickle, but it also changes depth of field. A wide aperture, or low f-stop, isolates your subject with a beautiful blurry background. Conversely, a narrow aperture keeps everything sharp, from the flowers in the foreground to the mountains in the back. Mastering aperture gives you creative control over every shot, balancing light and focus to tell your story.
Fire. 1 to 10, what do you think about that one? I thought that was fire. That's what I'm saying. Like, the video agent, the fact that I can give it an idea or have it generate an idea, give it a script, and it can make that. And I don't have to, especially with those motion graphics, I don't have to spend hours trying to figure that out. I think that's game. I think that's all the way game. And let me see Let me see if I can do it in real time. Edit this in AI Studio. Welcome to AI Studio. I appreciate you, buddy. Start here. This is what and you enter with the script. Okay, thank you. Gave me a whole tutorial. Choose your avatar and voice. Thank you. Preview. Thank you. And then generate. Okay, cool. All right. So we preview it.
You know that feeling. You've got the content, but you're staring at the publish button. You're thinking, is it good enough? What if nobody likes it? That is the trap.
Don't worry about the lip singing just now because it said that because you have to generate it to fully see it. I'm just listening to see if it makes sense.
While you are analyzing every pixel, someone else is out there posting right now. They aren't perfect, but they are present. And because they are present, they are winning. Listen to me. Overthinking doesn't protect you. It kills your momentum. It keeps you invisible. The only bad post is the one that stays in your drafts forever. Take a deep breath. Trust your gut. The world needs what you have to say. Don't let perfect be the enemy of done. Stop thinking. Start doing. Post with confidence today.
Submit that. Cool. And then we'll see how it looks all synced up. And let me show you another video that I did. I think this was it. Let me see. This is just a simple one. This is why I like HeyGen.
The Mamba mentality. The relentless evolution of Kobe Bryant. Is Kobe Bryant's Mamba mentality the greatest mindset in sports history or the most misunderstood? Critics once called him selfish, too obsessed, too cold, a player who demanded perfection, even when it cost him relationships and rest. But here's the thing. Kobe didn't chase balance, he chased becoming. From the 17-year-old phenom facing airballs in Utah to the 5-time champion who redefined discipline, obsession, and legacy. The Mamba was...
So I just wanted to show you like how animated it can get. It looked directly to you. This is why I say when I'm thinking about HeyGen and just being honest with the where we are with this whole digital twin and AI influencers and how do we apply it to what we're doing. I think cloning ourselves, depending on what you're doing, it can go for like for the original reasons of like corporate. It can go for, let's say, maybe even internal communications for like emails, maybe even inside of your community a little bit if you kind of warn them that this is going to be it, right? What I think is going to be a really good workflow for us is, one, our brand characters. And then two, if we are creating AI influencers, how do we bring them to life? Because if we are trying to clone ourselves as personal brands, we have to find a lane where it works at. So if I'm thinking about it for myself, right? And I think I mentioned this, where the AI clone of me could possibly be utilized just for updates. Like, let's say, okay, TikTok sold and everybody online is deleting TikTok. And here's why. And breaking that down could possibly go, right? Here's how to do this and walking you through it. That possibly can go. But for me to maybe do a long think piece and give my perspective, that won't go. People will be like, nah, we're not doing that. You know what I mean? We're not doing that. I have my own thoughts about courses to an extent, but it could go as long as you're being transparent. I think the biggest thing when using AI influencers is how transparent are you? That's it. And then what's also cool about HeyGen is that it has so many things you can do. So you could turn a photo into video. You can translate, and the translate's fire. Like it moves your mouth and all of that. Product placement, quick avatar video. The product placement's really good too. We've tried that on live. And then it has different integrations that you can do. But 1 to 10, what do you think about HeyGen? The new upgrades with the video agent. You good with it? You're not good with it? Like I said, I think it's really good with the characters. So if I can remember, Kev, you asked, Opus Clip is going to give you a whole bunch of clips, clearly. And what do you do with them? Is that right? Opus Clip is a AI tool that will take your long form content and break it down into like 20, 30 vertical videos for Reels, YouTube Shorts, TikTok. You can turn it into carousels, all of that, right? It is a game changer from a repurposing standpoint. Okay? I love Opus Clip. I've been using them for like 2 years now. I think they were probably one of the OGs of repurposing long form content with AI. I'm gonna tell you the strategy that I use for it. Okay. So what Opus Clip does is take your long form, break it down into, like, this one has 52 different clips, right? 52 different clips. Now let's keep it a buck. Not all of them are good. However, there are some that are good, that are ready to go. There are some that you have to put together. Like, one video is good but can't live on its own. There's another video that's good, that is good but can't live on its own. You could bring it together. Then there are just some that are completely bad. Completely bad. What I do is I try to see if I could at least find a quote or a good part that, from a written standpoint, to see if I can turn into written content. That may be just good as a thread. That may be good as a tweet. That may be good if I expand it, can be a LinkedIn post, Substack post, some way, shape, or form, right? For the really, really bad ones, because it still transcribes it, right? If you wanted to get super creative, you could take a screenshot, like from one of the frames, and add the text to it. It's all good, right? And then you could turn that into a carousel, like take that screenshot, put the words on it, and then the next slide is you saying it or whatever the clip may be, right? There's still ways that you can sometimes take that bad part and make it come to life. So even with all of those, it's like, yo, how can I make it into a carousel? How can I turn it into a reel? How can I make it into a story? Because some of them, even some of the bad ones, may be good for just stories, not for a main post, but they are good for stories. So you want to look at all these different ones to be like, where does it fit? Can I combine it to make it a reel? Can I take these clips, put it into a portrait size, maybe make a carousel? Can I take the bad ones and turn them into written content? Can I also take the good ones and turn it into written content? How are we milking out these different clips instead of like only 4 of them are good and that's it? And that's what most people do. They'll get the 15 clips, 20 clips, 30 clips, 50 clips, and maybe use 2, 3 of them. And that is it. It's about how creative you get with the repurposing. And then also for my extra creatives, right? My extra creatives, the ones that are like, I have a certain kind of style. I know how to edit. What takes the most time maybe is me skimming through the whole thing. What Opus Clip does very well is save the time of skimming through it. And you can export the project file into whether it's Premiere Pro, DaVinci, I think it does Final Cut. And then you could customize it however you wanted to customize it. Right? Like sometimes having it straight up of just talking head or whatever it may be isn't good enough for you. You can add the GIFs. You can add the B-roll because the AI B-roll does suck. I'm not going to lie. So you could customize it however you want to go about it. Even sometimes for me, I take the captions off and I put it in another program to get better captions. So allow Opus Clip to save you time on skimming through what are the good parts, because you'll be like, it almost got it. But that means you know exactly where the part you're trying to get to, because it was either like a couple of seconds before, a couple of seconds after. So think of it in that kind of stuff. Like, don't look at it just as face value of like, okay, this is the clips and that's it. I mean, so that is Opus Clip. If you haven't tried it, please do. I mean, please do. I like that it can export to Adobe Premiere Pro and DaVinci. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like for my extra creatives, because I know I attract a bunch of those because I am one. So we have a certain kind of style. We have a certain kind of look. Opus Clip ain't that, but I could turn it into that.